Well, okay, I want to welcome everyone to this overview on myEcon. So I'm T.C. Chambers, Executive Vice President Affinity with myEcon, and it's my pleasure, as always, to present our information to those for the very first time and then reiterate it to those who have heard it before and many of our team members from all over the country. So just a little bit about myself. For as far back as I can remember, I wanted to be rich. At least I thought I did. Let me explain what I mean. See, so as far back as I can remember, I associated all of my childhood challenges or negative experiences with money, or more specifically, the lack thereof. Growing up poor, the things that crawled around outside crawled inside. I look at the foods we ate growing up, having breakfast food for dinner, scrambled eggs and bacon, spam, fried bologna, liver, because liver was very cheap back then, frozen fish sticks, canned vegetables. All these things I associated with having a lack of financial resources, dumpster diving at the bike shop at night for spare parts to put together to build my very first bicycle. I attended a public high school, so I think back how the gymnastic team, as a gymnast, the gymnastic team had to share a mat with the wrestlers, so we had to divide up our practice time, which impacted our skills and ability to get scholarships. I think back to my choices of colleges was limited because of my financial resources. In fact, I got into ROTC the end of my sophomore year because tuitions kept going up. I was maxed out on my financial aid, maxed out on the loans I can get. My family couldn't afford to give me more dollars. So finally I was able to graduate with a degree in computer science and but also commissioned second lieutenant at the same time. So I went on active duty, fulfilled my 8-year obligation, but as soon as I could, I got out the military because I still wanted to get rich. Immediately I got into corporate America and started making six figures and quickly realized that it wasn't just money I was chasing. Because now that I was making six figures, what I realized is what I wanted was freedom. See, I didn't have the ability to live life on my own terms. My life at that time was regulated by someone else's schedule, someone else's agenda, someone else's time frame. So I wanted to be able to live life on my terms, so much so that I was even willing to sacrifice some of the money just to get my time. So now I know what I really wanted. It was now a matter of finding out how and then make a vehicle to do it. Well, with the grace of God and God's mercy, I found a mentor and I found a vehicle, and as they say, the rest was history. So I say all that to say that if you're like me, if any of my story resonates with you, whether you want more money, need more money, you want money and time to live life on your own terms, then right now you're in the right place at the right time. And my job is simple. It's just to show you how myEcon, we educate you. We empower you with the knowledge and tools that you need to have a positive impact on your ability to reach your goals and your dreams. Let's talk a little bit about myEcon itself, what I consider the vehicle. See, myEcon is short for My Economy. And, whether it's the U.S. government, the city and state you live in, or your household or my household, they all have an economy. And guess what? You're the CEO of that economy. So what you know specifically about finance and money determines your economy. Good, bad, or indifferent. Not necessarily what you learned in school from engineering or architecture or medicine or law. It's what you know specifically about financial money that determines your economy. Now, we consider ourselves a personal financial success company. Why? Because we've done just that. We've empowered tens of thousands of families and individuals with the knowledge and tools they need to positively impact their personal finances. Let's go into a little more detail about this company called myEcon. So it's a 14-year-old, debt-free, technology-driven company based in Atlanta, Georgia. And to date, we've been able to help our associates, empower our associates to increase their cash flow, their dollars, their take-home pay by in excess of $450 million. With our program ever evolving, advances in technology, we anticipate that over the next 12 months, our associates will be able to increase their cash flow, their take-home pay, their dollars by in excess of an additional $100 million. Now, let's take a look at what I believe are the two major objectives that the masses, that the American people are trying to accomplish. See, what is it that most people are trying to get done? Simple. Two major objectives I think the masses have. One, to be able to earn enough income now during our working years to be able to live the lifestyle that we desire or become accustomed to. Now, in order to do that, we got some skills, some tech skills, some trade, some college degrees, some education. And now all we have to do is leverage those skills, that education with some of our time, and we earn enough money to be able to accomplish that. So whether earning that income is via a job, or earning that income is via a business, or a combination of both, many have gotten good at earning a living, earning enough money to maintain their lifestyle that they desire or become accustomed to. However, that's just the first objective. The second objective is to be able to maintain or improve that lifestyle when you're no longer working. Some people call that retirement. Some people call that financial independence. But bottom line, the money has to come in independent of you working. Now, unfortunately, we weren't taught that in college and high school. Whether it's Ivy League, HBCU, prestigious private institutions, or state and local institutions of higher learning didn't teach us how to do that. It didn't teach us about, during our working years, while we're making money and carving out a lifestyle for ourselves, that simultaneously we have to be building income-producing assets. See, what's that? Stocks, bonds, retirement accounts, 401ks, 403bs, TSPs, pensions, annuities, real estate portfolios, businesses that bring you passive income when you're no longer working. Whether it's a fleet of mobile car wash vans, whether it's a fleet of food trucks that you're not driving, you lease them out, someone else is driving. Whether it's residual-based businesses, MLM downlines, we weren't taught that simultaneously while we were living our lives and building lifestyles for ourselves, that we had to buy, build, and grow these income-producing assets. Because we weren't taught how to do that, unfortunately, millions of Americans failed to accomplish and are still failing to accomplish that second objective. They've been beat up by these obstacles, these challenges they weren't aware that they were going to have to face. And unfortunately, we dreamed real big as kids. We wanted the world. But as these obstacles start slapping us back, real life scenarios start slapping us back, recession starts slapping us back, it starts putting out that flame in our belly. It starts causing us no longer to believe that we can reach our goals and objectives, no longer believe in ourselves. In fact, sometimes it's gotten so bad that millions of Americans become comfortable with being uncomfortable. So let's look at what the obstacles are that are causing so many people to no longer believe in themselves, to no longer dream. Because once you understand what the obstacles are, then you can put a plan in place to counter them. And so that's what I'm going to show you next. See, there are 5 obstacles that have caused millions and millions of Americans to fall behind. In fact, 80% of the workforce feel like they're falling behind financially. They don't quite know why. In the wealthiest country in the world, represents about $100 trillion of wealth. They just can't figure out why. 69% of Americans have less than $1,000 in savings. 68 million Americans have poor or bad, less than ideal credit. But why? Millions and millions of Americans have too much debt in the wealthiest country in the world because these obstacles, high taxes. See, these obstacles take up valuable cash flow that's needed to buy, build, and grow those income-producing assets. See, taxes take up 1/3 of your income. Can you imagine? Many of them you can imagine. It's nearly impossible to lose 1/3 of your income every single paycheck yet still expect to buy, build, or grow enough income-producing assets so that the money off of those assets take care of you for the rest of your life whenever you decide to stop working. See, we don't think about it paycheck to paycheck, losing that third of income. But we would think about it, we would get smacked in the face if our employer or if the government said that you have to work January, February, March, April, 1/3 of the year free before you start earning your money. See, that's exactly what's literally happening when you give up 1/3 of every paycheck to taxes. So you have to counter that. High debt, especially this time of year. Think about it. Income didn't change, but millions of Americans have so much more debt now just because of the Christmas holiday. So they weren't getting rid of their debt at the level it was before. Now they piled on a whole bunch more after this Christmas holiday. What are they supposed to do? Well, when we service that debt, you pay the interest rate on that debt, that's more cash flow that you don't have to buy, build, and grow those income-producing assets that's going to give you your freedom, your time back, let you live life on your terms. What about poor credit? Poor credit determines how much interest you're going to have to pay. So you have to put a plan in place to, one, understand credit, so you yourself have a strategy to repair, build, and maintain great credit. See, none of these things can you afford to leave to someone else. You have to take care of these things yourself. Put a plan in place. See, what about savings and investing? Most people have inadequate investing and savings. They don't have enough working for them. One, because no one taught us when we were getting our engineering degrees, our architectural degrees, our master's degrees, our law degrees, our medical degrees, how money works. What's compound interest? How does that work? How much money do you need to put away to get down the road? See, they never even taught us to discern how much we need to get in that retirement plan. So these are things that we have to learn. Oh, and the silent one is inflation. See, nowhere in my college education, my military education, my sales education in corporate America did I learn about inflation. That inflation is how we measure the cost of living. That if I'm not getting a pay raise annually that's keeping up with or surpassing inflation, then I'm falling behind, because that's more of my valuable dollars that have to go to cost of living, and that's more valuable dollars that's not going to buy, build, and grow income-producing assets. See, it all falls together. So once you understand that these are the obstacles, we help educate you on what these obstacles are. We empower you with the tools that you need to counter the impact of these obstacles on your cash flow. Let's talk about said solution, how you can go about countering and overcoming these obstacles. See, it's really simple. See, building wealth in America is super, super simple. Why is it so simple? Because we have examples. See, if you look at your top 10 or top 20 most financially successful individuals in America, you already know exactly what you need to do. But because by the time you start looking at needing more options, your flame is gone. You become comfortable with being uncomfortable. You don't have the desire to go and get it. Well, we got to get that back. See, there's 3 things that you need to incorporate. We call them principles that you need to incorporate into your life yesterday, because these are the principles that those that are on your top 20 most financially successful, those that are wealthy in America and around the world use. The first is business ownership. Next is leverage and residual income, how you make your money. Third is hot trend products and services. So quickly, let's take a look at each of them. Business ownership. See, business ownership is important not just for making more money, but it's for other reasons. 1, equity and long-term value on your labor. See, when you work your 40 hours a week, 40 years, you built equity in that company that you work for. Whether it's a customer base, whether it's the value, whether it's the reputation, but you don't own any of it. See, we find it hard to grasp the equity concept, or we're not taught the equity concept when it comes to our time, our labor, our skills. Yes, we're taught it when it comes to renting a house versus buying the house. See, if everything's the same, it's going to cost you $1,500 to rent it, $1,500 to maintain it or buy it. then most people want to buy it because they realize as they pay that mortgage down and the house grows in value, they own that equity. See, when you're renting a house, the mortgage is getting paid down, the value of the house is increased, called equity. You just don't own any of it. So whether it's renting a house or renting your time, knowledge, education, and leadership, energy, relationships, it's still renting. So you have to put yourself in an ownership position. See, you simultaneously, while you're living your lifestyle and working your job, you have to put yourself in a business ownership position. See, so we provide an online educational system that focuses on financial literacy and entrepreneurship, and we deliver to a web-based business, so we satisfy that first principle of business ownership. So now you start earning the equity, owning the equity that you're building in this business. That just means you can will it, you can sell it, because you own it as you're building it. It's like passing a baton on, giving the next generation a head start. Next, with business ownership, you get tax preferential treatment. See, business owners have access to hundreds of deductions that employees alone don't have. So when you get our online system, our web-based system, you now have access to these same deductions. So now you're able to turn expenses that you incur anyway, using your vehicle. You now make those expenses tax deductible partially at least. Using your cell phone, your internet access, you now have the ability to make those expenses partially tax deductible. When you travel, see, as a business owner, there's no such thing as a vacation. It's a business trip. I don't think of planning to travel without incorporating business, so I make it a business trip. And then I do the other things outside of that. See, when you're a business owner, you don't have barbecues. You have business luncheons, because inevitably your friends are going to ask you when they know you're in business, how's business going? In fact, you're going to initiate the conversation because you're a business owner every single day, just like the gas station, the airlines, the hotels. See, when you're a business owner, all businesses have the ability to hire employees. But as a business owner, even a web-based business owner, you can hire your children to help you in your business. So now you get a double benefit. Instead of paying more allowances, which are tax deductible, instead of just buying them things which are tax deductible, you pay them wages for helping you in the business, you get a 100% tax deduction. And now that means those things by default became deductible. See, so once you learn that in capitalism, that you're either at the table or you're on the menu. Greg Cardone says it's sell or be sold. And we're selling all the time. See, people are afraid of that terminology, sales. But you're selling all the time. If you're a parent, you're selling your children on going to bed by 9 o'clock. You're selling your best friend on going to a movie with you. You're constantly selling. Now, let's talk a little bit more of what other principles that these businesses have to incorporate. It's how you get paid. See, most of us have a linear pay system. Whether we make $7 an hour, $10 an hour, $200 an hour, it's linear. You have to exchange your time, knowledge, and hours to get the money. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to do that, but you have to supplement that. You have to complement that with another pay system. See, if you look at the wealthy, you look at the Oprahs, you look at the Bill Gates, the Mark Zuckerbergs of Facebook, when they don't go to work, they still make money. And even when they do go in, Zuckerberg has 13,000 employees. He gains the benefit off their time, knowledge, expertise, leadership, money, relationships. So it's no longer the right thing to do. It never was when it comes to building wealth to be the only individual making your money. See, the old timers back in the day braggingly used to say, I work hard for every dime I make because work is honorable. But working hard for every dime you make isn't consistent when it comes to building wealth. You have to earn income off the efforts of many people. In fact, more income, significantly more income off the efforts of other people. See, it doesn't sound right because we weren't taught it. But if there's a company, your company, that you work for, do they make more money because they have all the employees? Or would they make more money if they let half of them go? Typically, they make more money the more employees they have because they have more time, more efforts. See, imagine you had the ability to earn money off the efforts, the 40 hours a week of 13,000 people. You too would be a billionaire in record time. But not only do you have to earn money off other people's efforts, you should be earning money today off work you did 10 years ago. See, it's a residual base. See, it's easier to keep a client or keep a customer than to go get a new one. See, Netflix continues to have strong revenue because once they get you as a subscriber once, you pay every single month. Whether it's Sprint, Metro, PCS, they have strong, solid income because you pay your bill. I pay my bill every single month. See, so success leaves clues. We see those that are successful in our top 10, top 20 list are business owners. But unfortunately, because we weren't taught since we were little kids to go in business, we don't recognize that as something we should do. We see that the ones with the biggest companies, with the most leverage, the most employees, most locations make the most money. But we weren't taught to duplicate that. So our system teaches you should be duplicating that. Let us take a look at the third one. Hot trend products and services. See, whether it's social, technology, or financial changes, it causes millions of Americans to purchase product services in a short period of time. So when we talk about you can change your life fast, you can reach your financial goals fast, you can make big money in a hurry because of the masses' lack of knowledge about business, how it works, that wealth and speed go together. You start saying things that people said to you like, oh, it must be a scheme. Oh, it must be a scam. Not realizing that people earn income, massive amounts of income, very, very fast. Let me give you this one example. If Apple today announced that it's going to launch iPhone 13, iPhone 12 on March 1st, the excitement surrounding it, 1,000 locations around the world are going to, on March 1st, start selling it. And I'm sure they probably got more than that. We're not even going to talk about online sales. 1,000 locations. Come March 1st, surely those 1,000 locations are going to sell out. If they're only giving 1,000 phones each, all 1,000 locations are going to sell out. Boom. That's 1 million phones on the 1st of March. And because the 12 is so advanced, that costs $1,000. That's right, and they're going to go out and spend it. Just like they spent $700, just like they spent $900. They're going to spend $1,000 on March 1st on the iPhone 12. Well, guess what? Apple just did $1 billion in sales in one day, and it didn't take 24 hours. Sold out. Massive amounts of money are made in short periods of time. Wealth and speed go together. It's just we weren't taught that. So it sounds strange to us. It sounds like it must be some kind of scheme or scam. No, it's business. And guess what? It becomes sustainable income. Because guess what? Those 1 million customers, if they gave those 1 million customers a $10 a month service policy, that's $10 million a month recurring income for Apple. And it's sustainable because now all they got to do is bring out another earpiece. No one has the earpiece now with the cords. They have the ear pods or whatever you call them. Well, now when they decide they're going to bring out the 13, they do it all over again. So it's sustainable. You just have to use these principles. Well, fortunate for you, here in myEcon, we not only show you what you need to be doing, but we provide you with a vehicle. But we don't just provide you with a vehicle. We provide you with mentorship and support to build that vehicle. Like, what is it that we offer the masses that can help change so many lives? Let's talk about it. Our number one hot trend product, our flagship product, is our income shifting membership. See, I said we provide an online educational system that focuses on financial literacy and entrepreneurship. It's our income shifting membership. And it's delivered through a web-based business. But it's some components of it that impact tens of millions of Americans. See, the first component, we provide immediate cash flow increase. See, millions of Americans need more cash flow so they can buy, build, and grow more income-producing assets. So it's one thing to get the knowledge to know what to do, but you need the cash flow to do it. Now, we have 100 million Americans that we can help here. So that means we have a market of 100 million Americans. Where do I get that from? See, the IRS says that 100 million Americans, or 80% of the workforce, have too much taxes withheld from their paycheck each pay period for federal income taxes. They fill out incorrectly the IRS Form W-4. So the first thing we do when someone gets our membership is we show them how. We help them properly complete or adjust the W-4. Multiple worksheets on that W-4. And that typically causes $200 to $500 to shift back into our associates' paychecks, those that are W-2 employees. So we have a market of 100 million people. Just one aspect of our income stream membership can help, can impact. Well, guess what? 68 million Americans have less than ideal credit. So it's 68 million Americans that we now can help impact their lives. Because in this same membership is our smart credit system. Well, guess what? It's a 10-module, 26-video system that allows you to do it yourself at your own pace. It empowers you with the knowledge and tools you need to repair, build, and maintain great credit yourself. See, think about this, how important credit is. It can determine how much you'll be paying for a mortgage for the next 30 years of your life. It can determine how much you'll be paying for the next 5 years on your car. It can determine how much you're going to pay for the rest of your adult life for the use of credit cards. It can potentially determine your selection for a job, because now they determine your credit score as a judgment of character. So two applicants, everything is good on paper, check their credit score, this one's lower. They just automatically associate that with a character flaw. You possibly didn't keep your word. It doesn't show the circumstances that caused that. It doesn't matter. You didn't get the job. It can determine your insurance premiums. So now, how can you afford to delegate that to someone else? See, you have to get the knowledge and tools you need so you can take charge of that yourself. Something that's so important in your life now and your future, you can't leave it to fate for your children, your nieces and nephews, your family members to learn that in school. We didn't learn it in school. They aren't either. They have to learn it from you. The third, the Cash Flow Manager app. See, in order to be good in business, great in business, efficient in business, you need to be able to keep good records. See, you need to be able to track your income, your expenses, GPS system for your mileage. Take digital imagery receipts so they're not fading, you're not losing them, and you're losing valuable dollars. That's also including this membership. So you can't be a business owner serious about business but not having a simple, affordable tax record-keeping system. See, this one you download it on your cell phone, your smartphone, tablet, or computer. And we walk you through it step-by-step, live and in video, on how to utilize it. Next, we already know that people have too much debt. In fact, the more debt they have, the further away retirement is, because that's how much more money you need to service your lifestyle. See, think of the millions of Americans who pay didn't change, but their debt went up significantly because of the Christmas holiday. How are they supposed to get that debt down? See, no one told them about that cycle that they go over and over and over. Well, it's okay because we help them ship $200 to $500 back into their paychecks. And our debt elimination software teaches them how to prioritize those debts so the debt gets eliminated much faster. Thus, when you do that, you pay less for those items you're buying on time, and you get those valuable dollars back to buy, build, and grow income-producing assets. Last but not least, how does money work? What is the language of money? What's a stock? What's a bond? What's a real asset? What's the annuity? What's a 401k? What does it consist of? What's a mutual fund? What's dollar cost averaging? What's compound interest? See, if you don't know how money works, how can you put a strategy in place to make your money work for you? So we teach you terminology. We help you understand how to evaluate your rate of return, return on your investment. We teach you the importance of owning a piece of America. Buying something now is going to take care of your grandbabies. So this is the number one trend product that we have, our flagship product. This product can empower millions, but we're not done because remember, success leaves clues. See, Walmart's success is based on their understanding of distribution is king. He or she with the most outlets wins because each of those outlets can service multiple industries simultaneously. So you look at Walmart, groceries, food, sporting goods, clothing, things for your cars, eyeglasses, jewelry, multiple industries simultaneously from each location. They expand and then they source. Well, guess what? We've learned from their playbook, and we empower our associates to follow the exact same playbook. See, here's some additional hot trend products and billion-dollar industries that each of our outlets, each of our associates, each of our memberships have the ability to source for the general public. See, every membership has a personalized website. So guess what? Everyone knows that online shopping is a multi-billion-dollar industry. See, all of our associates over the Christmas holiday, we did very, very well. Why? Because our friends, our families, our associates understood that we had a website that they come shopping online. We have contracts with over 1,000 businesses. Walmart, Macy's, Best Buy, BrandsMart, Toys R Us, Vistaprint, Staples. Place where people buy anyway. Where they go to shop on a regular. They can buy online and go pick up. Buy online and have it delivered. So now they go to our website. They buy at will. They buy overnight. We make money as we sleep. If we use our own website to buy, not only do we get cash back from those vendors like our customers, but we also get commissions. Multi-billion-dollar industry, same location. Flagship product plus this. Next, our online travel. If you're listening, I imagine 9 out of 10 people watching or listening over the past 12 months have booked travel online. So guess what? If while your friends are shopping at your mall, they decide, you know what, I need to price my tickets to Chicago, LA, Europe. While they're at your same website, they click on your travel portal. It sends to Priceline.com. Everybody knows Priceline.com. And then they shop on Priceline.com 24/7 overnight like they're shopping online. While you sleep. See, we have the ability to make money while we sleep. That's how the wealthy make money. So when they buy from Priceline, we earn commissions. Next, identity theft protection. See, it's on people's mind even more this time of year. It's tax season. People's praying and hoping right now that when they file their taxes, they don't get a message that somebody already filed. So ID theft protection is $1 billion industry, and it gives you a layer of protection. So guess what? They can go to your website, shop, book a ticket, and get ID theft protection, all at the same visit. Guess what? We have a retail version of our credit repair. See, it's bundled within our membership for our associates, but there are people that don't need our membership, but still want to have the ability to repair their own credit. To repair, build, and grow. To understand how to take their 750 to an 850. To understand how to take their credit score that may start with a 3, 4, 5, or 6. How to take it to a much higher score. They need those skill sets. So guess what? That same shopping session, they can get that too. From any of the websites. Last but not least, because we have others as well. This is not even all of them. This is just a few to give you an idea how we duplicate what already works and we empower our associates to do the exact same thing. We have a retail version of our cash flow manager. See, this might only be able to help you, but guess what? You can help educate and empower millions of people out there. You know any financial planners? You know any personal trainers? Real estate agents, insurance agents, mortgage brokers, independent contractors, network marketers, small business owners, they all need to keep good records. They all need to keep track of their income, expenses, GPS system to track all their mileage and usage of their vehicles so they can make it partially tax deductible. They need a way to document their receipts so they can access them if ever they get audited. So you don't want to lose them. You don't want them to fade. So they take digital image of them, which preserves them forever. So from our one site, we deliver our flagship product, which impacts the lives of millions and millions of Americans. But from that same site, we also can service multiple billion-dollar industries simultaneously. So now, let's talk about compensation. See, you now understand the how. You now have identified a vehicle. So let's talk a little bit about compensation, and then lastly, do you think that you can do it? See, we got to address that belief system. See, once you get that internal knowledge, now that internal belief, but now it's the physical, can you do it? But compensation first. See, we have the fastest pay and promotion system in the industry, bar none. Why? Because we have a membership that's attainable by the masses. See, for less than $50, a person gets a system that I already described. Even before I talk about the compensation, the value is already there. For less than $50, someone can get the entire system that I just described. Now, once you've sold 2 memberships, see, I said sales. See, sales is not a bad word. You're selling all the time. 2 memberships, you really don't have to sell it. See, once you share the information like I'm sharing with you now, you either want more money in your paycheck or you don't. You either want to eliminate your debt or you don't. You either want to repair, build, and maintain great credit or you don't. You want to learn more about money that you don't already know or you don't. If you do, the answer is yes to all those things, then it's simple. For less than $50, we can deliver it. Which means for less than $50, you can deliver it as well. The first 2 people you enroll in a membership, you're going to get $10 on each. That we consider that our training sales. But in addition to the $10, you also earn 25% income match for the duration of their being in myEcon, for them having their business. That means if they go off and want to make $1,000 in commission, the company's going to pay you $250. Or someone of them makes $5,000 in commission, the company's going to pay you $1,250. But guess what? You just gave yourself a promotion. See, you don't have to ask anyone permission to make more money. As a CEO, you make more money when you decide to position yourself to. Well, now, guess what? Instead of getting just $10 on each every time you enroll someone in a membership, now, every time you enroll someone in a membership as an executive vice president, once you've gotten those 2 sales, you now earn $35 each. Every time you do it, unlimited number of times. But now here's where some more of the leveraging starts. Those new individuals, as they help people get memberships, you're going to earn up to $25 on what they do. So you help John get a membership. You just got $35 in commission the following week. John helps Sarah. You just got $25 in commission. Sarah helps Paul. You just got $25 in commission. Paul helps Fred. You just got $25 in commission through infinity. And that's the same process on everyone you sponsor or help get a membership going forward. The same process through infinity. But now that's the upfront money. Significant. We have people making anywhere from $50 a week to $1,000 a week to over $15,000 a week. See, it's leveraged. Most people in their careers can envision themselves making $15,000 a single week because they don't have a skill set that's going to pay them that amount of money on an hourly basis. Now, let's look at the next piece, the residual income. See, it's a membership-based system. The same way the gym has a membership-based system. The same way that Netflix has a subscriber or membership-based system. Or Amazon, it's a membership-based system. Success leaves clues. So now, what happens? What would happen to your income if you get an extra $8 a month residual income off every active membership? What if you have a team of 100, 500, 2,000, 5,000 associates that you're earning an extra $8 a month off those memberships every single month? Now here comes the part, can you envision yourself doing it? You see the value. You see the markets that have a need that we fill. If you can envision yourself just exercising the principle of 3 is the key. 3 is the key. So out of 100 million Americans that filled out their W-4 incorrectly, out of the 68 million Americans that have poor credit, out of the 69% of Americans that have less than $1,000 in the bank, do you think that you can show this information to enough people via conference call, webinar, live Facebook, replay Facebook, recorded webinar, for them to get this same information that 3 of them will join you in business. They'll get memberships and join you in business. If you can envision that, if you can see yourself being capable of accomplishing just that, 3 is the key, then it only makes sense that those 3 people can do the same thing. That'll give you 9 more people on your team. Well, it makes sense that in time those 9 can do the same thing. That gives you 27 more people on your team. Those 27 repeat that same process. Whether it's in a couple days, a week, or a month, that's now 81 new people on your team. If it went again, that's 243 new people on your team. See, as you start empowering others to be able to deliver this information, what happens when your team, your business starts growing at 25 memberships a week? That pay you an extra $625 a week in a 12-month period, 52-week period. You'd have built a team, an organization of over 1,250 active memberships. That would pay you up to $10,000 a month. So you do realize there's a very small percentage of Americans that crack that 6-figure nut on jobs, simply exchanging their time, skill sets, and knowledge for dollars. Well, millions of people are doing that in our industry. There are a lot of people in our company that are doing that in myEcon. See, what happens if your business begins to grow at 100 new memberships? There's millions of people that have the need. 100 new memberships a week. That's going to pay over $2,500 a week. After that 12-month period of doing that, you have 5,000 active memberships out there. That can pay you up to $40,000 a month. Now, here's the exciting one, because here's that real life-changing money. As your business starts to grow at 250 new memberships a week, that's an extra $6,250 a week. See, we have people in myEcon that make in excess of $15,000 a week. $6,250 is a percentage of that. But at that 12-month period, that 52-week period of growth, you'd have over 12,500 active memberships. That's not a lot. You realize that Netflix has over 158 million active subscribers? So we're talking just 12,500. Well, that would pay you up to $100,000 a month. Now get this. Do you know the difference between $100,000 a year and $100,000 a month? Belief. You know what impacts your belief? Knowledge specific to finance and money, a how-to, and a vehicle to deliver. See, so not only are you making the upfront and the residual, let's not forget the fact that people are buying from you via your website and your team's website. So you're getting 60% of personal commissionable sales from purchase from your website and up to 20% from your team's website. So upfront weekly commissions and compounded residual income. I'm sure you see how with the knowledge, with the support, so as we educate you, empower you with the tools, and it helps you impact not only your finances, but your family and your community's finances, now it becomes only one thing to do. And that's to get back with the person advising our comms call and webinar on our live. Enroll. Invest $49.50 in yourself, and now have the tools and support you need to pursue your financial goals. You're going to get a personalized website. You're going to get access to our world-class business system, immediate access to our income-shifting membership, which first thing we're going to do is walk you through, help you adjust your W-4. Next, you get immediate access to our smart credit system. So no one has to know your credit situation. No third-party individuals have to be, passing your Social Security number around. You're going to be dealing directly with the credit bureau, the credit agencies. You will be taught immediately as you download the software into your smartphone how to begin documenting those items, tracking your income, expenses, your mileage, digital imaging of your receipts, our debt elimination software. You're going to learn immediately how to prioritize your debt, use some of this extra cash flow and start knocking it out faster, getting your valuable dollars back, paying less for those items you're paying for over time. Start building those income-producing assets. Buy, build, and grow them. Lastly, of course, you're going to get our investment education training. You have to learn the language of money. See, you cannot communicate effectively in another country long term without learning that language. You cannot expect to move throughout capitalism in America if you don't learn the language of money. So our investment education training is designed to do that. You get our entire system for a one-time $49.95. Think about if you went to a Super Bowl party, you spent more than that and got no return on your investment, no possible return on your investment. Think about over the past 12 months how much money you've committed to entertainment, concerts, basketball games, football games, pay-per-view events, cable channel programming, all of these extra dollars coming into education. See, how much did you invest in your professional, your personal development, your knowledge, the tools you need to win in capitalism? Well, your $49.95 investment in yourself today, will get you on the way of reaching your goals. After 30 days, it's $34.95 to maintain the system, the membership, the tools, your business status. And best of all, it's all 100% tax deductible. And to maintain your business is less than $1.16 a day to maintain your business. Less than a cup of coffee at McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts. Forget about Starbucks, that's $5. $1.16 a day to maintain a vehicle that can deliver you to reaching your financial goals. So I want to thank you for taking time out of your day. We can never give you that time back, but we can give you the how-to and a vehicle to help you make money and time to now live your life on your terms. So thank you all for coming on our webinar, our conference call, and joining us Facebook Live. God bless and good night.